going to feel about doing this, but so far so good, and been some really great stuff in the first half. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. When I first started writing, I became really obsessed with the hero's journey, and I usually ask people, do you know what the hero's journey is? So kind of like, okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with it, it's the idea by the mythologist Joseph Campbell that all stories throughout, no matter from what culture, all have the same, all have a similar structure, which is of an individual going out on an adventure and coming across lots of trials and tribulations before hopefully getting the Holy Grail at the end. And, at first I was like, what do you mean all stories are the same? And then I started looking a bit deeper into it, and I thought, yeah, and this kind of, well, I've nicked this from Joseph Campbell. This resonates with our ideas of our, in our own psyche, of the sort of journeys we make through our own lives, and how we follow or don't follow our own longings. So this is a poem about following a longing. I always think that a good diagnostic of a longing is it should. So this is in particular for anybody who's ever felt like they may have been a little bit of a shock to their mum and dad. After all the screaming, pushing, tearing, the moment of elation as she emerges, scarlet and squalling, while everyone else kisses, embraces, then suddenly stiffens. She is rushed away, and the room holds its breath. The consultant approaches, trying to pull his face out of a grimace and into a kind of smile as he clasps your hand and says, I'm sorry, but you have just given birth to a poet. Let me explain, he says. She will not be like other people, ever. She will be the kind of child that you encourage to be herself and then bitterly regret it when she does just that. Is there any history of poetry in the family? A grandfather who wrote limericks and an aunt who dabbled in haiku. Yes, this is a common mutation. Let's pray it's not a severe strain and she's only occasionally subject to wild fantasies and intermittent depression. Rest assured, we will do our utmost to help you manage her creative predilections. You'll need to keep her away from fountain pens and notebooks, give her plenty of robust exercise, and above all, teach her the value of a proper day's work, for poets are an idle lot. After all, it is unlikely that she will be any good. You can steer her away from a poet's life of debt, insanity, and promiscuity by encouraging her to take up an admin role at a university or art gallery. When she complains about there being something missing, suggest Prozac, even homeopathy. After her divorce, her midlife crisis will involve slipping into some no woman's land of dreaming, scheming, and a second career as a life coach or creative writing tutor, where she will teach other poets to become creative writing tutors. Let her. It will act as an anesthetic. You see, this syndrome is incurable. Whatever you do, whatever treatment we prescribe, she will keep trying to be a poet. Remember, you didn't do anything wrong. Do your best to love her anyway. There's still a small chance that one day she will cause you to be proud. Thank you. Oh,